Let me explain the basic concept of perspective using non-jargon language. The underlying principle of perspective is that things get smaller as they get further away from us. One of the ways we can understand this little diagram is that these are 4 boxes all the same size, with one closer to a bit further away and the third further away again. This is the principle of perspective, that things get smaller as they move further away. But it happens in 2 ways. Things get smaller vertically, which we call getting shorter, and things get smaller horizontally, which we call narrowing. Now, in a square, they're both happening at the same rate as our object moves further away, so the object stays a square but becomes a smaller square. But what happens when we have a large object where part of the object is closer and the other end of the object is further away? The object is appearing to become smaller as it moves away from us. So although the object may be a rectangle if we look straight at it, and one side is closer to us, the other side is further away. So it's going to be smaller, or as we would say, it's going to be shorter. Now, when you join this line up with this line and this line up with this line, if this is shorter, then our shape is going to look like this. And this is what's happening with perspective. The object is getting smaller in its vertical direction as it moves further away. But it doesn't only get shorter vertically, it also gets smaller in the horizontal direction as well, or it gets narrower. Now we know that with a rectangle, we can find the center with the diagonals. And if we were to do a similar situation, so here now we have something similar to this, and we are to put the diagonals, what we see is that the halfway point is not halfway, it's further, closer towards the far end. In fact, it's closer than that. There's not nearly as much space here as here. Now, why is that? Well, that's because as this horizontal direction moves further away from us, it gets smaller. It becomes narrower, it becomes compressed. And that means that any architectural detailing that's on this gets compressed along with it. These 2 panels are the same width and the architectural detail inside is the same. And yet, this distance here is a lot more than that distance here. And that's because as we move further down, the compression becomes more and more. How rapidly this happens depends on how fast the building is moving away from us. If we have a rectangle that's not moving away from us as much as this one, the center line is there. But if we have this same wall moving away from us faster because it's angled more extreme, the visual compression, the narrowing, the getting smaller in the horizontal direction happens a lot faster, which means there's a bigger difference between the first half and the second half than we have when it moves away at a slower rate. And if we understand this principle of things getting smaller vertically and horizontally as they move further away, it lets us observe what's happening in real life more easily, and then lets us incorporate what we see happening into our drawing more easily, more accurately. G'day, I'm Stephen Travers. I hope this is helpful. Perspective doesn't have to be the agony that it is for so many people. And I hope this has reduced some of the pain for some of you. But hey, whatever you're drawing, with perspective or not, make sure you have fun. I'll see you next time. Bye.